investing in real estate. In fact, every day we get someone or the other who is interested, who wants to do some deal or the other with us. We can build mansions here for the rich and famous.
Mr. Irfan Razak, welcome to Tea Time.
So it all started off with a warning from a friend. It goes something like, Macha, making buildings is like a drug. So this is the story of our very own billion-dollar real estate mogul from Namma Bengaluru.
That's absolutely fantastic, because childhood is something that you can't ever relive. It just runs away. But those days in Bangalore was really amazing. It was free, no worries. And Bangalore itself was such a nice, very laid-back city.
Born in 1953, Irfan Razak was the son of Mr. Razak 𝗖𝗿cie𝗿𝗲, who ran a successful clothing store in Commercial Street in Bangalore. It was called Prestige Fashion.
It was the first home that I was born in, grew up in, and I think up to my my college days, we stayed in Infantry Road, which I wanted to be a chartered accountant because I enjoyed numbers and enjoyed accounts. And ultimately it happened that I went to my father's shop and I started selling menswear retail.
Irfan's entrepreneurial journey began in the family business, but slowly his keen observation led him to other places.
Afterwards, destiny took both my brother and I into real estate.
The 80s and 90s were a time of rapid change in Bengaluru. The advent of internet had led to an IT boom, and Bangalore, housing many of these IT companies, was at the epicenter of this IT revolution. The city was buzzing with optimism and hyperconnectivity, and the land prices were soaring. In 1981, the Razak family sold their ancestral property in Infantry Road for a sum of 75,000 rupees. And Irfan Razak was like, God damn, this works! So this marks the beginning of Irfan Razak's venture into the real estate market. Young Irfan Razak and his brother Rizwan had a bright idea.
What makes you stronger is whether you win or you lose, whether it's good for you or bad for you. If you've done something, if you've committed something orally or in writing, you should see it through. That is when the belief of people will come into you, and when people start believing you, people start trusting you, there's no looking back, because you see, you shouldn't look at it as a short-term event. It should be always long-term, and if you're looking at long-term sometimes is painful. But I always say, if you're looking for easy, life is hard. But if you're looking for hard, life is easy.
And then for some time we did only just trading in real estate.
Hell yes. So the brothers started buying and selling land primarily in Koramangala and Indiranagar. So they had a knack of recognizing the intrinsic value of these lands and the potential given the boom, right? So they started buying land in one hand and started selling it the other hand. Business was good. So he says that him and his brother Rizwan, they knew almost every landowner in Koramangala at one point of time. So business was booming, business was good up until... So in 1985, the tax rules became stringent. So it became difficult for them to be profitable. So as any thoroughbred entrepreneur, what did Mr. Irfan Razak do?
And one day I said, let's make a change, let's make things different. Let's try and see whether we can do a quality product. And bingo, here we were building... actually, we started building offices.
Pivot. So they pulled a pivot into something called as land development, and they started something known as, most of us are familiar, it's called Prestige Estate Projects. So Irfan Razak's first project was with his father-in-law, Mr. 𝗖𝗿ecie𝗿𝗲. So instead of selling the property on Infantry Road, Razak convinced his father-in-law, saying, boss, why you want to sell it? Let's build a commercial property, then we can guarantee lifetime rentals. So hence we have the Prestige Copper Arch.
Suddenly large spaces of office space started getting consumed, And the demand started coming in waves. It became bigger and bigger. From those thousands of square feet, it became into hundreds of thousands of square feet.
While all of this was happening, this strategic move coincided with the IT boom. So as more and more IT firms set up shop in Bengaluru, there was a crazy demand for residential and commercial properties. And who better than young Irfan and his company to spearhead and take advantage of the great IT boom? And henceforth, business has been good for Mr. Irfan Razak, because the rest is history, as you would say, because you can't walk around in Bangalore without throwing a random stone and then not hitting a prestige building. So from barren lands to towering structures, the transformation has been nothing but phenomenal. And at the heart of this transformation lies the entrepreneurial genius, the spirit of Mr. Irfan Razak. You guys have made it this far. This is the Bangalore Real Estate Podcast. I hope you guys liked it. And please like, share and subscribe for more stories and more data on real estate, particularly in Bangalore. Peace.